Spike is a multifaceted performer. There's some really mellow pieces that are just going to rip out of your heart. And I think a lot of that comes from living in Japan and picking up that sensibility. And then he has some stuff that you're just going to just like, wow. You might even get up and start dancing to it. So, please welcome Spike Daeley, aka Mr. Cream Puff. He will take cream puffs. He will do anything for cream puff. He will leave his girlfriend for cream puff girls. If you want to take him home, there's enough cream puffs, just... Oh, I'm just kidding. I know she has the best cream puffs at home waiting for you. Okay. That poem gets you in trouble enough, doesn't it? Spike Daeley.
Man, all right. I don't know what to do after an introduction to that. Or like that. Let me get situated for a second. How you doing, Zippies? Woo! I like it. That's a nice thing. Nice way to get started. All right. Big up to Zippies. Thank you, Zippies. Thank you for having me. If you're not busy, I could strongly suggest you go to that event. It seems like it's going to help a lot of good local organizations. Also, thank you, Dwayne, for having me. This is an absolute pleasure. It's nice to be back here. It's been almost 2 years since I've been back here, so it's good to be in town. All right, without further ado, I'm just going to kickstart some poems. Does that sound good?
Yeah!
All right. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, do any damn for me for a second. My set list is not coming up.
Set list? What happened to your set list? Did it run away?
Sorry. Hold on. Just
Okay. Oh, okay. So you guys are gonna want to hang out after he does his. We have a whole second set that's almost full. One of the fun things is Dean's going to come up with his harmonicas. You folks in the audience are giving me some words, and we're going to make up a poem on the spot. So start thinking of some poetic, evocative words. And when he starts playing the harmonica, I just kind of flow with that, and fun will be had. And Robinson, why are you asleep back there? Okay. You've been having some happy pills, haven't you? Robinson's going to feature in a few weeks, too. So if you enjoyed his storytelling poetry, he will be back here sometime in March. So if there are people scribbling things like poems that they're thinking about reading tonight, there's still time to get on the list. If you've already been up here, you want to perform again, there's still room on the list for the second set. And I just hate these things that are electronics and light up. I believe if you're going to kill a tree, kill it for poetry. Otherwise, let it live.
Yeah, man. I feel that.
Because
He's liking that comment right now.
he is, definitely. Because you realize with all the metals inside these things, how much of the world we've destroyed simply so you guys can have devices that light up.
And little hands.
Okay, with that, Spike Daeley!
So, let's try that again. Okay, I apologize for my little device that lights up. It's just so portable. All right, poem called Strike Gold. Mistakes were made. Fools gold rushed in for some seek your fortune prospecting, but planted ourselves at the wrong river and panned only shiny disappointment. Anxiety rose and tension erupted where veins of intrigue had been discovered. Camp grew dangerously crowded. It seemed like our hands were only coming up empty. Strengthened our resolve and endured. Just knew that we had struck gold, just had to dig deeper. I set up my tent in the land of artificial starlight. Spent work days repeating myself at rich people's children for a Victoria Beckham doppelganger who turned kids into dollar signs. Heard exactly what my voice sounds like echoing off deaf ears, like a blocked fire door. Befriended colleagues and drank in parks. Somehow learned to teach in a school without chairs. Bent Friday night into a shovel and dug deepest on weekends. Found pay dirt in sesame milk coffee, pork bone ramen, and your first cherry blossom picnic. In cooking clam pasta in a too small kitchen and talking too loud in art museums. Last year, we drank enough plum wine to master alchemy, panned enough milestones to change this river's course. Our mind is a deep city of underground sunlight. We earned every doorway, every window, every glowing street.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called Open Heart. My friend Naaman Cordova, or I have, what is it? Epigram? No. The beginning, when you have like a short quote. And it's an epigram, I think, or epitaph is to someone who's passed away. I think it's an epigraph.
It's one of those. One of those things.
Or epigram. Okay, we'll look it up. Someone pull out one of those shiny devices and figure it out. All right. All right, so this is from my friend Naaman Cordova. Today, this poem's called Open Heart. Today, make a list of the open things in your life. Share it with your friend. I left my mouth in this room still open, asking it to help me listen more. Hold back artificial smiles and work with me on this receding gum line. It works for maple cookie ice cream, barley tea, and an occasional kiss. The door to it is never locked. Hallway wide like a ballroom, carrying chandeliers from the ceiling. They said you couldn't grow willow trees indoors, so I took the doors off and saved the hinges for when I needed more open. Now, giant windows touch the sky roof, and these 3 willows do just fine. Anyone is welcome to see them. They're like me, free admission. You get what you pay for and love it. I even grow stars in here. You should see how the chandeliers wear them. What this freckle graffiti looks like when it juggles the scintillating birthmark of a new constellation. You could say the gods have been good to me. Could even whisper. I'm trying hard to listen, to open my ears wider than my mouth. This room. I can hear your eyelashes and the cascade of hair as you turn your head. It says the curve of your neck is a wave on open ocean, and my lips are compelled to walk on water. There have never been floors here.
Woo!
Okay, like Dwayne said, I have chapbooks for sale. And they are of negotiable price, but right around $6 to $7. So, and made of paper, not that digital goo that we're not so fond of. But yes, I don't know if it's recycled paper, but I do trust the company that prints them, so I'm feeling it. Okay, so this next one's called Drunk on the Moon. I got drunk again. On the moon this time. While you sleep twist your hair into calligraphy. It's like stumbling across a diorama with no sides, feet dipped in the clay of dry rivers. I walk like a pen in an inkwell, hell-bent on deciphering all this open space. I can't hear myself think. Can't navigate the smooth undertow of the landscape without tripping over my slow legs. I jump, but I'm afraid I'd never come back to land. I'm no astronaut. It took veins of liquid courage to climb this soaring ladder. Just before you closed your eyes, you wondered what the flowers look like up here. I haven't seen any yet. I might not be back when you wake up. I'll send you paper spaceships with pictures until my notebook runs out. The stick figure is me. The big round thing is the moon. The X's are where I've been so far, and the triangle in my hand is the little shovel I brought with me. I love you. I'm sorry to end here. Dawn is coming. For the first time, I have to turn away from the sunrise. Don't be afraid if you wake up alone. There's oatmeal and brown sugar in the cupboard. Milk's in the fridge. I'll be damned if I don't come back with at least one moonflower. I bet it shimmers like a fox's wedding.
Woo!
Stop, you guys are too kind. Okay, let's just keep it going. Alright, this is called Wind Castles. This is a little more introspective. He's lonely, but too young to know the word for it. Building sand castles on top of chopstick foundations, trying to carry them home. The beach people can't laugh for the sadness, desperate to see him lift what slips through their fingers. Saturdays like this are his church, digging in this spot each week, casting spells to resurrect the empires he couldn't pick up and take with him. That gangster time, cashing in on our bets of hope and loss. He's young, knows the idea, not the words, counts the sand. Today, 902,000 trillion grains. Yesterday, 900,000 trillion grains. He knows this to the touch, thinks about the waves, wants to meet the wind. The clouds are rice paper, white film pulling away from the mountains, almost liquid. He says the wind can carry anything, anywhere. I believe him. My heart is a windmill. He is a hurricane. I find myself scheduling Saturdays off, going to the beach a little earlier every time. He lets me build with him, tells me about the kingdom he is building, how water changes everything. Today, the waves brought another 23,400,000 2 grains of sand. Can you see the extra shoreline? I lie. He knows I'm lying, but smiles anyway. Says it only takes 704,893 grains of sand to build the perfect sand castle. It makes perfect sense. Some days we build together in silence. He says his best friends are me and the wind. I've never heard anything like it. I know the words, but not the idea. A breeze drifts between the dying sunlight. We try to pick up the castle. Our hands come up empty. Next Saturday, he says, the wind will help me. I'm out of town next Saturday. I tell him I'm sorry. Back at twilight. 2 days of work done in 7 hours plus the drive. The beach is empty, shouldering clouds that scream through the darkened sky. It's cooler than it has been. The waves touch the shore gingerly, almost lamenting. Flashlight, all bouncing halos, I run blind with prayers for hourglass kingdoms. Something is missing. A message is tearing itself away from the shore with the waves, written with chopsticks. Today, 704,893 grains of sand, less than yesterday. Thanks.
Woo!
So I've lived in Japan a couple different times during my life. When I was in high school, I was a military brat. I lived in Okinawa. Anyone ever been to Okinawa?
Yep.
Word. All right. I definitely recommend going there if you haven't been. I got mad love for you if you have. It's an amazing place. Second time I went there, I was living in a really tiny town called Shiroishi, and it's typical rural Japan. You've got rice fields, you've got towns of less than 10,000 people. It's really cool. So one day I was riding my bicycle home from work, and in the rice field near my apartment, there was this gathering of herons, and it was really cool. It was like they were all in a circle, and it was like they were having a meeting, or an assembly or something auspicious was happening.